So unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard about the Carolina Panthers signing safety Eric Reid to a one-year deal. This guy's been out of the league, of course, because he was kneeling with Colin Kaepernick and has the pending collusion case. It's a little different to see these headlines about Carolina with something different than what is Cam wearing after the game, or what is Cam's body language like, and how far can Cam lead the team if he's a blah, blah, blah. So it's a little bit change of pace of what we're used to. So in this video, I want to talk about Eric Reid's impact on the football field for the Carolina Panthers and his impact off the field. We're starting right now. What up, though? What's up, everybody? It's Aaron Duncan here at the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. You guys already know it's a channel where we might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'm definitely going to tell you what you need to hear. So on this channel, I give you a recap and analysis of the NFL, and particularly the NFC South. So if you want to see more videos, go ahead to the subscribe button below right now. Give the video a thumbs up and share the video. Hey, real quick, if you're a Panthers fan or you're just a fan in general, let me know what you think Eric Reid can do on the field. He's been out of the league for a little bit, but what impact do you think he can have on the Carolina Panthers defense? They're traditionally a good defense, but they've been struggling a little bit this year, and safety was one of their weak points. So let me know what you think his impact will be. So free agency this past offseason was brutal for safeties in general. There wasn't too much action with the first wave of a lot of the signings. The only two major signings was the Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu going to the Houston Texans, Kurt Coleman going to the New Orleans Saints from the Carolina Panthers. So a lot of these guys, they were complaining about, a lot of these teams didn't want to put a premium on them and didn't want to pay them what they were worth. There were guys like Mike Mitchell, Trey Boston out there, and different other various veterans that have made pretty good plays in the offseason. There were plenty of teams that needed safeties that didn't want to make those moves. So a lot of them were up in arms and confused about why they weren't seeing much action. The crazy thing about it is that there's multiple teams in the league right now that have a lot of injuries in the secondary that need help. Like the Falcons within the Panthers division, the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champs, and of course the Carolina Panthers, but they feel that need. All these teams recently lost safeties, and they were kind of dragging their feet and twiddling their thumbs when it came to would they sign Eric Reid or make any other move, because when they were asked about it, they said they were content with whoever they had on their roster. So specifically for the Panthers, I want to look at this from a football perspective first. So Denoris Cersei, their offseason signing from the Tennessee Titans, had a second concussion within about 60 days. So they had to put him on IR. As soon as he clears concussion protocol, I'm sure they'll cut him to make room on the roster. And as you saw, if you watched the game when they played the Cincinnati Bengals, Andy Dalton had a field day once he went out because Colin Jones is not the answer. And they drafted a rookie out of Tennessee, but he's obviously not ready to fill that void either. If you're a Panthers fan, you've known that our secondary has been a weak point for so long, and the corners are finally actually stepping up. James Bradbury and Dante Jackson are actually playing great together. Mike Adams, he's up there in age, but they were still needing a strong safety, and adding Eric Reid, a player like him, a Pro Bowl caliber safety, is definitely a step up and a step in the right direction. So just to think about the scheme, the Panthers, they run a lot of nickel because of a lot of their competition that they play against. They've been using Shaq Thompson kind of as that tweener guy to kind of guard tight ends and slot receivers, and just kind of a hybrid guy because he's very athletic. Shaq has speed. He was a running back in college, but now that they got Eric Reid, they kind of transition Shaq Thompson to a little bit more of what Thomas Davis was playing, since Thomas Davis will be retiring soon. That way he can step into that void at will linebacker. They can use Eric Reid in the same type of spots they were trying to use Shaq as far as guarding receivers and tight ends. He's a kind of a tweener guy. He played a little bit of linebacker actually with the San Francisco 49ers before he was released by them. So he has a heavy, big size and heavy body type. He's a heavy hitter just like Shaq. He has good speed for a outside linebacker / safety, and he's pretty much a playmaker. He has 10 career interceptions since he's been in the league, and he came in 2013, a former first-round pick. So when Thomas Davis returns, this defense can be very, very scary. And the beauty of it is Eric Reid's coming in during the bye week, so he has plenty of time to get acquainted with the teammates, the playbook, and the scheme. I don't know where his conditioning will be, so I don't know how much playing time or if he'll start come next Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, it looks like a great move. The only downside is that the league rules have changed so much, and he's a heavy hitter. He'll have to get used to some of these helmet rules and the tackling rules. And when you're out of the game that long, you forget the speed and the tempo of the game. Like I said, the conditioning part also, and tackling technique and all his different technique. I'm sure he's been in the gym working out, but you can't simulate those practices in that game-like tempo when you're at home by yourself. Now let's look at it from a political perspective. So a lot of questions have been raised because Eric Reid and Colin Kaepernick have the pending collusion case and lawsuit against the NFL owners for working together to try to keep these guys out of the league and quote-unquote blackballing them from being picked up by a team, because a lot of these guys are talented and better than some other people that are on the rosters, and they deserve to be picked up. There's no question about their talent, especially Eric Reid, who was a Pro Bowler and first-round pick. He's young. He's only 26, 27 years old, I'm guessing, and he came cheap. The Panthers signed him to a one-year, $1.9 million contract with only $1 million guaranteed. So a lot of people I've seen in the comments and on social media saying, how can this guy sue the owners about collusion to keep him off a team when he actually got signed to the team? The funny thing is that the Panthers just recently sold their team. If you haven't recalled, Jerry Richardson was the old owner, but David Tepper, a former minority owner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, bought the team, and since he's been shaking things up. He took the NFL logo off the middle of the field at Bank of America Stadium and put the Panthers logo. He's been a real big fan favorite, participating in tailgates and getting out of the community, making a good impression because he's a fresh face and they know the type of culture that was there in the organization before, and he's just trying to turn over a new leaf and move forward. The bright side is he just got on board, so there's no way he was involved in colluding with some of the other owners about keeping this guy out the league. Hence is why you see he was one of the only guys to be able to make a move. So shout out to him for stepping up and not letting any kind of political disagreements or whatever they may feel about something step in the way of winning football games. This guy came from the Pittsburgh Steelers who have a championship pedigree. He probably wants to get his own as a majority owner instead of a minority owner. The Pittsburgh Steelers, remember the Rooneys, that family was one of the organizations that were trailblazers for the Rooney Rule, which helped black coaches get interviews when it seemed like there were a lack of diversity in coaching staffs amongst the NFL. This is why it's not surprising to me to see David Tepper make a type of move like that. That's the type of culture he came from in Pittsburgh, and it's kind of ingratiating that into Charlotte and the Carolina Panthers organization. And I've also, of course, seen a lot of backlash of fans say they'll never watch another Panthers game again. They're turning in their season tickets. They'll never come. Trust me. He's doing what he has to do to win football games. The Panthers, their offense has actually come along great now. And Cam Newton looks great. Christian McCaffrey looks great. They have a lot of new weapons. The defense has traditionally been good. They're just kind of slumping right now. They'll improve. And Tepper and Marty Herney, the GM, is interested in getting the pieces in because they know the Super Bowl window is now. The time is now. They're trying to win now. So shout out to him for putting the politics aside and not letting it get away with winning football games. And I guarantee you, if the Panthers get a ring this year, all those fans will be coming back. You guys let me know down below in the comments what you think about the signing, what you think about his impact on the field. Do you think it'll be a distraction in the locker room or from the media? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you next time.